These two questions are some of the most typical questions you're going to see, where they're going to give you two certain measurements. They'll either be like a surface area or volumes, and then you have to convert to the scale factor and use the scale factor to get the ratio that you need to do the rest of the problem. So on this first one, they gave us the surface areas, which those are the area ratios. So what you need to do is take those, put them in a ratio. This is your area ratio. After you reduce it, you get the area ratio. So this reduces to 4/9. So that is in fact the area ratio for the problem, but we need the volume ratio. So we have to remember our scale factor is like A over B, our area ratio is A squared over B squared, and our volume ratio is A cubed over B cubed. So in order to go from the area ratio to the volume ratio, you have to go back to the scale factor and then to the volume ratio. So to go back to the scale factor, you're going to square root your area ratio. So we're going to square root the 4 and square root the 9 to get 2/3 for our scale factor. Now we need to remember that this is not what we want for the answer. Of course, we need the volume ratio. So we have to take this and cube it to get our volume ratio, which will be 8 and 27. Now that we actually have the volume ratio, we will set that equal to the volume of whichever one you put on the top, which I put the 248 on top, so that means the unknown volume is on the top, and the 810 will go on the bottom, and then you're going to cross multiply and solve. So 810 times 8, 27 times V, divide by 27, and you get 240. And look at what your units were. That was inches squared, so this will be inches cubed for the volume that we need. So this is the probably one of the most standard types of questions that we're going to have, is going between the area and the volume ratio. Takes a little bit of work. We're going to look at part B here. Part B is about going from the volume ratio. So again, we've got our scale factor, which is A over B, area ratio, A squared to B squared, volume ratio, A cubed to B cubed. Here we are starting in our volume, so we need to go from our volume to our scale factor, and from our scale factor to our area ratio in order to deal with this surface area. Lateral area, surface area, and regular area are all this area ratio. It doesn't matter which type they're referring to. So we've got 27 and 125. This is the volumes that they gave us. We do want to check if it reduces. It does not reduce. So we're going to cube root each one to get to our scale factor, which is going to be 3/5. You need to keep in mind, of course, that's not where we want to end. We want to end with the area ratio. So we need to square these to get our area ratio to be 9/25. Then we're going to take that 9/25 and set it equal to, since I had put this one on top and this one on bottom, this will go on top and this on the bottom, 63 over x. And then we're going to cross multiply. So we have 9x, 63 times 25, and then divide by 9. And we get 175 inches squared, because it was inches cubed there, so this will be inches squared. And it's not, we didn't do anything super difficult. It's just that you have to remember how to go from the ratio you have at the beginning to the ratio you need, and then write the proportion. A lot of people will just use this proportion and this ratio, and then they get it wrong. So be sure you do the full process.